I'm Chanel Scott, the queen of relationship talk.
I'm Josh Powell, two-time NBA champion.
I've journeyed from trauma to healing.
From the NBA to family, I've learned what really matters.
We've come together to unlock the secrets of successful relationships.
One conversation at a time.
One conversation at a time. Welcome to Relationships Matter. I'm Chanel Scott.
And I am Josh Powell.
And we have some amazing guests with us here today. We have Mr. Robert Rushing and Toya Rushing. How are you guys?
Great.
Amazing. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Of course, we are so excited to have you guys here. And so we're going to talk all things relationships, right?
Okay.
So I want to start this conversation off by just asking, how did you guys meet? Like, how'd you find this man?
Ooh, let him tell you. We have two different versions of this story, okay? So we met in Las Vegas through a mutual friend. One of our friends that's been friends with both of us for a very long time. He wanted to introduce us. He was like, I have somebody I want you to meet. So we came downstairs, we met, and he said it was love. He said I was all on him, like from there. That's his version of the story.
Now, what's your version?
You want the real?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we did have a mutual friend introduce us. So we met. We were supposed to hang out that night, but we didn't get a chance to. So the next day, I saw how she looked at me when we first met. So I'm like, I'm going to change my flight. We out there for Memorial Day, bro. You know what I'm saying? We out there for Memorial Day. Supposed to leave, so I'm going to change my flight so we can get a chance to spend some time together. Got the cabana or whatever, and just let's chill. So told them, her and her friends came. You know what I'm saying? They came, we chilling at the cabana, little fruit. Your boy don't drink, so I got the pineapple juice.
So you setting the tone.
Yeah, just a little fruit. So she get in the pool, she over from the pool, giving me the eye and everything. So at that point, we here. You feel me, bro? Hey,
he is really sticking to
She was on your boy the whole time.
But it sounded like you were setting the tone, though. Like
No,
you had...
I'm not shying away from that. I was very intrigued.
Okay.
I'm not shying away from that, but I could tell how she was on me.
Okay. So I found it intriguing that you both lived in Atlanta.
Yes.
Yes.
And you met in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody go to Las Vegas for Memorial Day.
But you never crossed paths here, though.
No.
No.
But that was amazing to meet all the way out there and then live in the same city, because typically, so I guess it was destined.
Yeah.
It was destined.
Yes.
So what was so different? And I'll ask you first, what was different about Toya than any other female that you dated maybe in the past?
Different, I guess I would say, I'm not going to shy away from the fact it was Toya. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was Toya. So just getting to know her, she's beautiful, nice body and stuff. So, of course, all right, this Toya. So I'm intrigued and I have a shot. So when I saw how she was sweating me, I was like, all right, cool.
Oh my goodness.
So when I met her,
I love it, boy.
when I met her, I don't know, I just met a person, and at that time, I met a person that y'all didn't know. The TV people, y'all don't know. Right. This is a person I met. And one thing about me, like I've been around athletes for a long time and kind of in the back facilitating things, and I kind of ran away from like celebrities and stuff like that for whatever reason. But it was just, I don't know, it was different. It was different, and I met her at a, vulnerable time in her life, and we got closer, and the closer we got, like, I just saw another side that everybody didn't see, and that's the side I fell in love with. So that's what it was.
Okay, but what was the side? Because we want to know, explicit. Like, if somebody was watching this show, right, because a lot of single women, they want to know, like, and I'll ask this question to both of you, like, what is it that you look for in a woman that intrigue you to the point that they say, will you marry me? There's a lot of single women, especially in Atlanta. You know the numbers.
She was just authentic. She had been through a lot. Like, everything she went through, and she wasn't broken, you know. So the strength as far as like what she was dealing with and what she was juggling, and like she was just resilient and was able to juggle that. So that showed me, all right, this someone I can, you know, I can be with. So starting the dating and everything like that, it was just, I think the main thing, she made me feel comfortable.
Okay.
She made me feel comfortable, and she made me feel like I got your back no matter what. And I think that was the main thing. And like with guys, like, I think that's the biggest thing we look for, to go home to somebody we know that's on our side. Like I was going through stuff with my, you know, friends. I was going through stuff in business, and I talked to her, and she like, F this, you got this, you got that. And I was just able to trust in her, and like that affirmation she would just give me and instill in me, I think that just took it over the top.
What does that safety look like for both of you? Because the reason I'm asking is because you're both a part of a life. You've seen a lot from both sides, but for you and for you, what does that safety look like for you to be able to let? Because you said like you get to know her, which is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But in vice versa, how does she get to know you? And you know what I'm saying? Like
the safety, not to cut y'all, but the safety for me is when I go home and we understand that we're not bringing any of that in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want, like she'll tell you, we don't agree on nothing. We'll debate. I love to debate.
Oh my goodness.
But I love to debate shit that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We can debate about what we saw on social media, this or this person did this. We'll debate. We'll argue, debate, and you don't know what you're talking about. But I want that stuff that don't matter to us. That stuff that don't have no thing. So my safety is coming home, and I know all that outside stuff don't matter. And she know with me is always family first.
And that's one thing that really attracted me to him. Like how much I watched during that week when I met him. He talked about how his parents was on the way to see him, and how, you know, he took care of his mom, how he just went out. He was like, I'll be back. My mom is coming. He went to take his mom to dinner or lunch or something. And it was the way he treated his mother with respect, like just everything about him was very respectful. Like the way he talked about his kids, his family. He was such a family man. And that's something that I've always prayed for. And then when we started dating, well, we were cool. We were talking. And then during that time, I lost two of my brothers. So I was at a very vulnerable time in my life. And he, you know, let me have my space, but, you know, would check in on me. He wasn't like forcing anything, but he was there for me every day, and he let it be known. Like he came to my brother's funeral. I didn't even know he even knew anything about, because I didn't tell him where it was at or nothing. Later, I found out that he helped some of my friends get there. Like he just came in and out. You know, some people do stuff like to be seen. He just popped up, showed up, like, you know, showed his love. He didn't know them, but he was there for me. And that's something that stuck out to me, you know, and it wasn't something that he was bragging and boasting about, like, you know, I was there, you know, wanted me to know that he was doing these things. And just there for me the whole time, and just showing up his authentic self, how he was when he finally met my daughter, how he was with my daughter. Then when we did get together and we had a daughter, how he was with my brother who passed away daughter. He accepted her like she was his own, and that's a real man to me. You know what I'm saying? Like to accept everything that we come a package. So to accept the whole package, and you know, you treat mine like yours, like that was just a plus. And you know, he won my heart over. So, and we've been buddies since then, but he let him tell it. I was sweating. I'm okay, yeah, whatever.
Well, when we
I
get
let
back,
him have it.
when we get back, for sure, we want to talk a lot more about, you know, your intentions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important for people to kind of understand that, when they're courting. And you already mentioned he did some things you was like, whoa, that kind of took me back, but it meant a lot to you. So we want to dive a little bit more. Relationships matter when we get back.
Relationships matter. Relationships matter.
Welcome back to Relationships Matter. So before we went to break, we were talking about intentions. So what were your thoughts around that?
So, I mean, it's really for both of y'all, but I definitely would like to ask, you, Toya, because, you mentioned at a time where you were vulnerable. He already said, like, this is Toya, right? So considering your history, how do you navigate in that space and make yourself be open to the idea of a man now coming into your space? How do you trust that what they're showing, what they're telling you, is valid? You know what I'm saying? Because being honest, the world we live in, no matter if you're a celebrity or person of status or not, like, people can say anything. You know what I'm saying? So if you could give your perspective, but at the same time help advise another woman who's in that space on what to look for, you know what I mean?
I would say for me, like I was the type of person that I've always had a wall up, like always. I don't know, I had problems with trusting people for that very reason, not knowing, if someone have ulterior motives, if they really want to date you for you. So that has always been a thing for me. So going in when I met him and we did decided to start dating, I did have a wall up, like, still, and I feel like he climbed that wall. Like, he was consistent with, showing me that he's here for me and not, like he said, Toya or what I had or who I am and all of that. He showed me that he was there for me on multiple occasions, and I feel like when you're dating, you have to pay attention to the signs. Sometimes some of us don't quite pay attention to the signs. Some enjoy being in a circus. They're like, oh, this is fun. Like, no, you got to pick up on everything. Like I said in the very beginning, I like the way he treated his mother. If a man, that's a big thing for me. If you respect your mom and you treat your mom with love, that's a plus in my eyes. And it was just the way he moved. Like, it was always consistent. Like, even still to this day, like, we still have a dope friendship. And I think in the beginning, that's what we developed. A friendship. It was never like, oh, she Toya, I want to have sex with her, or, he never came at me like that. He always respected me like a woman and, courted me, and it was just, he won me over that way. He showed me that he was there for me.
Why do you think people bypass that? Because there's a lot of women, men too, like we'll, for us, we'll see a woman that doesn't treat her father well, or, you know what I mean? But and vice versa. But why do you think people bypass some of those signs? Because that's important.
Yeah, some people tend to just ignore it when they're feeling that person. It's like you try to overlook things that you clearly see is going to be a problem for you later on down the line. I've been in relationships, I saw stuff in the beginning and I've learned from that. And it's like, I don't want this no more. Like, this is not how I want to spend the rest of my life. Like, if you're doing this, that, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying he is either, and I'm not perfect. But it's like some things you just cannot deal with. That's a major pet peeve for you. Like, you can't totally change a person. Like, you can't change a person. Like, they are who they are. Like, sometimes as we grow, we change, things about ourselves, but you can't go in a relationship trying to totally break a person down and change them into what you want them to be. So he was kind of all of the things that he checked off every box, like, that I was looking for in a man. And at the time, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't even looking to date. I was just coming out of a marriage. I was dealing with death in my family. Like, it was just us building that friendship and that trust within each other. And
couldn't resist it.
One thing led to another, but we took our time also. Like, we got to know each other. We talked about a lot of things. He was going through some things. I was going through some things. Like, it's like, it wasn't like a rush thing, so we really, really got to know each other. And I feel like that's what you have to do these days. Like, people just be rushing into things and not really paying attention to signs, like we say, and later it becomes major issues and it don't last and it don't work out. But be the person friend. That's my friend, my buddy. I could talk to him about anything, vice versa. He could talk to me about anything. And I truly, genuinely feel like he got my back. Even though sometimes I'll be like, boy, I don't want to hear that. You know, he might be like that to me, but it's like I think about it, be like, that's coming from a good place. I better listen. You know, like we all have those moments, but that's my buddy.
So I hear you saying foundation of friendship. That's important to start. And I wanted to ask you, Robert, so I know how initially you can meet someone and be intrigued because that's Toya, right? But then when you get to know them, the relationship or the friendship begins to kind of settle into what it's going to be. And then at times it can become common and you recognize that person put on their pants just like I do. So what is it about Toya? Like, aside from that's Toya, like what was some of the attributes or some of the characteristics that stood out to you that was just different, you know, in terms of you saying, because have you been married before?
No.
Your first yeah, so they said, you know what, I'm gonna marry her.
I was tired
Okay.
out here in these streets.
He plays this boy. See, he can't be serious.
No, it was just, she listened. She was like,
Okay.
everything she has going on and what she do, she still had time for me and to deal with the BS that came with me. And she would sit there and listen. Like she said, we ran around for a long time before we gave it to the world.
Okay.
You know, like she'll take the picture. You might see my arm, but ain't nobody know who I was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, like, she know I wasn't tripping on that. I wasn't trying to be, I'm dating Toya. I wasn't with that. Like, I wasn't trying to, with a clout chase. It wasn't no clout chase. So we were able to move around for a long time and just do us, be us. And I don't know, I can't quite explain it. It was just her. You know what I'm saying? It was just her, and like, she's a real authentic person. She crazy at times, but you got to take that comes with it. But it was just, it was just, she was real. You know what I'm saying? She was real. And like she said, like all the boxes, like she was, the Toya stuff was just a plus.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got somebody that got their shit together. I got somebody that's winning. I got somebody that, you know, did it the right way or whatever. That was a plus. But the person was like who I fell in love with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you are like now, were you there when you met her? Is that what got y'all to get to that point? Or did Robert still have some growing and maturing that he needed to do throughout the process? Because sometimes people look at the finish, right? We only see the clips and what we feel, what we might think. You know what I'm saying? But I know you're going to answer, but I guess it's kind of something, it's like for both of y'all to kind of think about each other in that manner, because where you're at, you know what I mean? That type of maturity, because it's like, this his first time getting married, you're getting out of a marriage, and it's like to do that. I'm on my second marriage, and I know for me, it was like, I don't know.
I think we both kind of matured or had, you know, like came to a place, right? Like I think we both had a lot of, we have grown a lot since the beginning of our relationship, the both of us. Like it's some things that, you know, he had to work out. Yeah, I think so.
I think we grew together and it made us stronger. But when I met her, she stood on the same morals. Like she knew, like she was coming out of a relationship, but she knew like, I'm not going for this. I'm not going for that. I'm not going, like this person I'm with now was the same person when I met her, but we grew in making our relationship stronger. Like we learned more things about each other and made our relationship stronger. But she always been this woman. She always stood on this. She always, you know, believed in this, believed in that. Like, okay, if we do, this is what I'm going with. This is not happening. This is what I need. This is what, like, she was always clear on that. I think it's just us growing with each other. But, and for me, when I met her, like, yeah, I was ready. You know what I'm saying? I was ready. I done played around, Peasy, you know.
But even outside of that, right? Are there some things for her where you like, I'm not going for that too? Because I know typically us men are on the other end of what she's not going for. Is there anything for you that was like, this is a no-go for me?
I don't even know if I was presented with that. Like, I don't even know if, like, she
A
came.
no-go? You said, like...
Because he was saying, like, you set the tone with,
Like, is it something I came in the door, like, I ain't going for this, I ain't going for that. Like, I pretty much, I don't think she ever, none was presented to where I'm like, yo, I ain't going for that, or I ain't whatever. It's just like, yo, I want to go do it, I don't really want to do that, or I don't want to go here, I don't want to go there. It's cool, like, it's no pressure at all with her. And that was something that was real big, is no pressure at all. From me, with me leaving the house, for me going here with the fellas, to me, yo, bam, I'm in the studio tonight. Mike got a session tonight. Like, she might hit me at 2:30 like, you good. You know what I'm saying? But it's never no pressure.
But that kind of stuff comes with trust. You know what I'm saying? If the trust was broken, then there will be pressure. Like, I'm not going to just be on somebody that's not giving me a reason to just be on them. The trust is good, and the trust haven't been broken. So that's when that starts to come to play, when you start to be on your man, like, where you at, who you with, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But why? Like, I trust you, you trust me. Until that's broken, there's no reason for me to be on you like that.
Well, when we come back from break, I want to talk to you about the healing process, right? And because you were coming out of a marriage, so and I don't know if there was an issue of trust or not, but I know that you have to go through a process where you can enter into a new situation, right? Heal and whole. So I want to talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
Relationships matter. Relationships matter.
Welcome back to Relationships Matter. So Toya, something you said in the last segment, you talked about trust. I know sometimes when you're navigating through relationships that don't necessarily work out, there's maybe an issue of trust. Like, how do you build that? And I'm not saying that that's your situation, but if it was, how do you build that back up so that when you go into the new situation, you're not, like he said, there's no pressure with you? Because a lot of ladies, I think that's the issue in a lot of the relationships. When they go into new situations, they bring baggage from the previous situation, and then, it doesn't work out. So how did you get it to where you got into a relationship with this man? He says there's no pressure, and you was like, because the trust wasn't broken. Like, how did you get to that point?
It's the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go into a situation where you feel safe, where you feel like this person has your back, they all about, like about you, and they make you feel comfortable, it's like you don't have to bring that into that. Because it's like, I feel this is like my safe space. Like, we're good, we're friends, our communication is good, our trust is there. If I would have went into another situation where it was, I'm questioning things, I'm feeling like, oh, this ain't right, my intuition, like things is being, then it's like, I'll be like, oh no. Like, I will have some pressure. Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, he was. Honestly, he really was.
Because, like, a lot of times that first 3 months is rough.
I would say for us, like, the first 3 months was, like, amazing.
Okay.
Later on in life, like, maybe like a year or so, everybody go through a rough patch.
Yeah.
You go through a rough patch or whatever, but it was still, the communication was there. That's what makes us stronger.
Yes.
I would be lying if I say we never had a rough patch. We argue, like he said, we debate a lot, because he loved to do that. But the thing about us is we have a strong foundation. Like, we pray together. We know that we don't want to go to bed at night mad at each other. Like, we've built this friendship, this trust, the trust is there. Like, the family, we both want it. And that's the thing, like, with any relationship, if you both want it, you're going to work for it. And that's what we do. Like, we work on it. But we've had our rough patches and stuff. And we got through it.
So to double down on the trust, because you both had children prior to, correct? Talk a little bit about introducing, because that's important. Your kids is a part of your safe space. And I would feel like if a mom or a dad is serious about their kids, they just not allowing any and everybody to be around them. So it's really for both of y'all, but just talk a little bit about that and the importance of the decision that you felt comfortable enough with each other to want to now bring the
kids
children
in.
involved in it. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I think it was easy. It was kind of easy for us. Like I said, the trust was there, and I knew I wasn't dealing with somebody I couldn't trust with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I think I can't speak for her, but on her end, by this time, Nay a teenager, so it wasn't that hard on that end. But as far as the kid situation and bringing kids in, she really like the GOAT with that, bro. Like she'll pull my coattail and say this about this or this about that, whether I had issues and with my kid's mom or anything, but she never she never got into that. She allowed me to handle it. I think we had a argument one time. I never forget it. We was in Tulum and we was with a group of people, and I was like, just let me handle it. I promise you I got it. Like, give me time. And I think from that point, she's always there for the kids, what I need to do, how I need to do. The kids love her. She always, doing all kind of stuff, being available. But she never got into my business with my kids' moms. And she always just played the back like, oh, they coming over? All right, cool. Hey, baby, boom, boom, boom. But if I'm dealing with something, we never had that back and forth to where it just made our home crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had to pull my coattail a few times, like, what about this, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. But it never was a messy situation. So as far as having kids and stuff, she allowed me to handle my situations how I need to handle it or how I think is right. And I think that's one way we really won when it came to blending the families and stuff like that.
And that's for you, but Toya, how important was it for him? And again, you said she was already, Reginae was already a teenager. You know what I mean? And that could be tricky. You know what I mean? Teenage girls, that could be tricky. But how important, was that for you? And then to kick it back to you, Robert, you could think about it while she's answering, but what did you feel you needed to do in order to gain that trust? Because that could be sticky too.
So for me, I've always was the person that never liked to bring anybody I was talking to or anything around my daughter until I knew this is the one.
Okay.
So when I knew that, we were gonna be together or whatever, try out a relationship, I was like, it's time for Reginae to meet him. But she liked them off the bat. She saw what I saw. She was like, oh, he's so nice. But it was good. When I met him, she didn't have no problems with Red. She really liked them. They still buddy team up on me. And, but yeah, it's been good. With the kids, I love the kids. We never really had issues with the kids. It'd be little stuff I'll suggest, that to make everything flow smoothly. But he always handle it and take care of it. So I don't have to, feel like I'm it's me, I'm the problem or whatever. He always take care of it with his kids, and the moms and stuff. But it's all respectful situation. I believe in a healthy co-parenting environment. Right. So that's all I want. I don't want to be in no drama situation. I didn't have that with my baby father. I didn't want that with my husband. So I want it's all about the kids at this point. So
coming into it, her and they really they best friends. They so much alike. They are best friends. So it was nervous at first. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, I hope she, I hope she don't get me up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But no, just meeting her and I mean, I didn't sugarcoat anything. I just was me, you know, and I never forget. I think, you know, she went through something one time and I was there for her. And I think this the time that me and her really we were cool, but I think it took it over the top when she was going through something. And I remember we were sitting on the floor and I was holding her while she cried. And I never forget it. And I just felt that at that point, we took our relationship to another level. And I just told her, and I always told her, I'm gonna always be here for you. I will never try to be your dad. I will never try to be anything but here for you. You can look at me however you want to look at me. I'll never try to step on your dad's toes or anything. I'm just gonna be a father figure. I'll be here whenever you need me. I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna go to the end for you. If anything happen or anything, you can call me. I can be your second call, first call, whatever. And I'm showing up just like you mine. So I think we always had that understanding and, you know, I love her. You know what I'm saying? I love her. So we've been cool ever since. No issue.
I think people need to hear, excuse me, I think they need to hear that because a lot of times in our community, man, you got people trying to force situations sometimes too, instead of it sounded like it was very natural and organic, you know what I mean? Versus like, here, like y'all two, you know, do this, do that, text it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just so much beauty in that because people for some reason, it's like we don't know how to operate in healthy. And a big part of that, and from what I heard from what y'all both said, is like the children were first. You know what I mean? As far as that part of your relationship. So that's why there is no beef when the focus is the health and wellness of the children. So we'll continue to take this dive, and he gonna finish his statement when we get back. Beat you to it. Relationships now.
Relationships matter. Relationships matter.
Welcome back to Relationships Matter. So before we went to break, we were talking about co-parenting. And Robert, I want you to kind of reiterate like just how you guys managed the co-parenting situation. You talked about it being organic and just the stance that you took when Regine's dad would come around. I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it wasn't forced. So her dad, like, bruh never missed her birthdays. You know what I'm saying? So at their birthdays, you know, Toya telling me to come or whatever, graduation I went to, but I let them have that moment. I'm not trying to be up there in the mix. I'm not trying to be, you know, none of that. And I think that's what people, as couples, I think we try to force it. I think we try to, you know, push the issue. Again, here go the clout word again, you know, trying to do that because it is Lil Wayne. So here come the clout. I never wanted to be in the mix or this and that. So I just stayed back. And I think that I wasn't doing too much. So that allowed Regine to be like, all right, he's cool. I like him. My mom happy. And, you know, we was just cool.
What do you think? I was going to ask on that, what do you think make people act that way in the first place? Like if we could kind of get to the root problem there, like what causes people to do too much?
I think sometimes they're not over that situation, you know, like, and it's a sensitive place when it's kids involved, I would say that. So it's best to play the back and just be cool. And, you know, some people be feeling like, okay, I'm with this person, I got to overdo, you know, like I want to prove my love with the kid, but you don't want to step on the mother toes and you don't want to step on the father toes. You want to, you know, play your part, but just be respectful. And like, it's okay to play the back. Like, you know, and I think that's when a lot of issues occur because like the moms are still dealing with the fact that, you know, they're no longer together. They don't have that family. Now you have that family. So sometimes it's a real sensitive place. So you have to just be cool. And
so Robert, if you could give advice to a man, because I feel like this is one of the things that a lot of men struggle with, right? Just calling it what it is. Follow me here. From the framework, right? Everybody knows Toya. Everybody's learning about Robert. And for you to be in a position or to be sure of yourself, what does that look like for you? Because you was like, look, I'm not tripping. I could play in the background. I could take the picture. My arm could be in it. Some people would feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And there might be some people that's like, that's Toya's man. And you know what I mean? Like, and not the other way around, because sometimes people typically deal with that and you have your own identity. You are a man, you are who you are. But how do you deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes
I think you just said it, my own identity and it's security. I've never been insecure and I know what it is. Like, bro, I'm in CVS. That's Toya husband. You know Lil Wayne baby mama. You know what I'm saying? So I always was, that's Toya boyfriend, or that's the dude with Toya. And then I went to, oh, that's Rain's daddy. You know what I'm saying? But it don't bother me. Like, I think the advice I can give, like, you got to be secure with yourself. You got to be secure. I know what I got. You know what I'm saying? That is Lil Wayne's mom. And we can't negate the fact that he's one of the biggest superstars in our generation. So that's going to come with it. It's no way around it. It's no way around it. It's going to come with it. But it don't bother me because I know who she come home to every night. I know who I go home to every night. And it's just always been, I never been insecure. So the whole time I knew what I was signing up to. I knew what I was signing up for. From the jump, I knew what I was signing up for. And I knew that was going to come with it. And I never let it bother me. So I'm good with playing the back. I'm good with, they might see my arm. I don't want to jump on Shade Room and be like, hey, that was me. Or,
he's always been like low key. That's another reason, like, we jail. He's always been, because you know him. Always been a low key person. He don't want to do too much. He ain't trying to be in the mix. Like, he just chill. That's his personality. So it's like, what all of that, he not just saying it really don't bother him. I used to take pictures out. He never was like, dang, you ain't gonna take a picture with me and post my picture? I posted it when I got ready to share it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care about that. Red wasn't, I got him on social media like this. He didn't really care about social media, none of that kind of stuff.
But you know why I think that's beautiful, and the reason why I took advantage of this is because when the roles are reversed, it seems like a lot of times queens can be like, well, why you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Versus just like, oh, it's cool. Like, I got you, you with me, like, be secure in that. So this is like one of those situations. This is one of the times, especially in this environment, where we've been able to like address that because that could really help somebody in their relationship and how they can move forward. You know what I'm saying? To be able to grow and to elevate together, because it is about the team. And a lot of times the man gonna have to play a role he might necessarily be used to playing, just like a woman might have to do some things she ain't never been used to playing. So, you know.
And it's two sides to that too, because I got to give her credit too.
Absolutely.
Because she don't do too much. So I'm able to, she respect me. She always, she's always validating and appreciating what I do. So she's not out there like on social media wilding, or she's not doing too much when we're out. So it's nothing to have my mind going over here. It's nothing to have my mind going over there. And it's just that, that's the security. And I'm the type that I would never, I think it's impossible for Toya to cheat on me. If you telling me she's doing this, you're lying, because I know what type of woman this is. I know what she stand on. I know how she feel. Like, boom. Okay, she do it in 7 years. We'll run this back. And I'm like, well, I ain't feel that way.
You could run it back 7 years.
I ain't feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's my mind not going, because I'm here with it. So I'm going to be secure with her because how she treat me, how she move, how she validate everything about me. So I don't mind playing it back, because that's my personality. I want her to be in the front. I want her to shine. I want her to do that. We created we've been working on her company, Toya and Inc. that she about to do. We have amazing things coming this year, and I just want her to do it. I want to be in the back and help pushing her, motivating her. I don't want to be in the front. And I think that's what a lot of guys mess up, and then vice versa. A lot of women mess up. You know what I'm saying? That's where a whole lot of women mess up, and we saw it in the like with the NBA thing. Like I had a client that wouldn't even let his wife go into the family room because he didn't want her, and that was the best thing he could have did. He didn't let her go be the basketball wives and be in that organization. He didn't let her go. She didn't have passes to go in the back. She came, she had great seats, watched the game, and went home. He didn't want her in that environment. And that was one of the best things he could have did, because women want to be seen. Guys in a situation with Toya, I want to be seen. I want to be this. It's about security, bro. You got to be secure with yourself, know who you are, and know what you got.
Well, Toya, I want to ask you, I want to switch it, because I was having this conversation. I won't say what family member, but a family member. And we were talking about, she's married, and her husband has a child with someone else, you know, prior to them. And when she and he got together, I mean, that situation was already done, but there's an issue with the communication there. How do you manage that? Because based on what she was saying, because if I talk too much, I'm going to give it away. Based on what she was saying, she was just saying that certain conversations aren't allowed to be had between this man and his child's mother. And I'm like, but no, they got to be able to communicate because they have a child together, right? As long as you feel safe in your relationship with this man over here, then I don't really see what the big deal is. Because she was like, you know, I don't want her calling. Like sometimes she just called to talk, or sometimes she just called to evoke conversation with him, but it's light. It's nothing serious. And he's like, well, don't call me. You know, you got to. I'm like, but that makes for it to be like a chaotic situation. You know what I'm saying? So talk about like, how do you manage that? Because the two had nothing to do. It's one thing if the two had something to do, like, okay, he stopped seeing her to be with this person, but that wasn't the case. So when you're going into a new relationship, how do you manage it when you have like a child's mother? Like, how do you manage that relationship? Do you foster a friendship with the mothers, or do you keep it separate? Do you blend? How do you do that?
Well, she's going to answer. Perfect timing. When we get back, relationships matter.
Relationships matter. Relationships matter.
Welcome back to Relationships Matter. So before we went to break, I was trying to articulate, how do you manage relationships with like your husband's child's mother? Like, how do you balance that in the co-parenting dynamic? Like, do you foster friendship? Do you keep it separate? Do you blend it? How do you manage that?
Well, I'm the type of person, like, I go off the person. I would love to have a relationship with everybody because I feel like that's healthier for the kids. You know, when everybody is getting along, they see it's love, like, you know, they're not feeling like tug of war going on. But everybody sometimes is not open to that.
Right.
You know, but that's the healthiest way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm cool with like a lot of, you know, his baby mamas, my daughter's brothers and sisters, like their moms, because I feel like that's best for the kids.
So let me ask you that about that. So how did you arrive to the point where you were like, okay, I'm cool with, like, I guess this is the opposite situation because you've had a previous marriage. So how do you manage that, or how did you arrive to a point where you're like, well, I'm okay with being friends with the siblings' mothers? Like, how did you balance that?
You know, sometimes you reach out, like, you know, as an adult, you reach out and you try to, you know, build some type of communication up, like everything is good.
And they was receptive?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they was very receptive. Like, we used to talk on the phone and everything, plan stuff, picture dates, like all kind of stuff. Like what we could do together for the kids to surprise him, like just different stuff like that. I mean, we don't want them. Like,
That's important. That's important for you to say, because I've seen like on social media posts where they say, well, I'm just not mature enough to be able to
women
have.
are really like that.
Yeah.
Some women are just not. And I mean, it takes time to get there. So I mean, everybody's not gonna be the same.
Right.
But for us, that worked out. Like I just feel like that's the healthiest way to do it when you're co-parenting. Like, why not build a relationship, talk, like, let them know, like, we going here this weekend. Is that okay with you? Or you want to talk to me? Like his if I have his kid, like they'll call, the moms will call or whatever. That's fine. Like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right, absolutely.
Like, check in, I have your kid. I don't mind if you have my number and we talk.
Right.
That's healthy for the kids. Like, let them know it's all love.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
great,
To kind of pivot a little bit, just want to kind of, and I know you mentioned earlier with her business and stuff like that, but talk a little bit about the business plans for 2024. And then, I know you got your gym, but I'm going to let you have it, brother.
Yeah, we started Wait No More back in 2018, and we're running on
6 years.
no.
What?
We running on this our anniversary for the studio this week. Yeah, we got 1 year anniversary for the studio. We have a studio in Smyrna, so that's dope. Just helping the community. I done found the PZ. I ain't like to work out and stuff. We just used to hoop.
Yeah.
But it's something that has become a passion for me, just helping people and doing that. So, we have big things coming with Wait No More. But the Toya Inc. Toya and Co. I'm sorry. Toya and Co. Toya and Co. She's like basically like just rebranding, everything she got going on, and she's created this company, Toya and Co., which is the umbrella for all her businesses. She's definitely a serial entrepreneur, but she's having she just had, let me talk.
No, let me tell it.
No, let me tell. She started the year off with these vision board parties. She had 3 days. They sold out with vision board parties. Now she's having a brunch for Women's Month. Then she having another brunch around Essence time. Different events during the year, and we gearing up in October. She gonna have her first conference, and the company under Toya and Co. is Sis, I Celebrate You. And we came up with that one night. We was in the house. We was probably in the bathroom for like 5 hours. She was in the tub, and I was sitting on the sink, and we talked for like 5 hours.
Came up with the whole
business plan, the idea for the conference and everything. But I'm super excited because I see how women respect her. I see her following, and just everything she do. And is, again, what comes to what I said about Toya is genuine and it's not forced. So this whole company is stuff that she do and stuff she believe in. So it's not forced. So.
And he be on me, okay? Like them days where I be like, oh, life is life, and you got to be a mom, a wife, you got to do gymnastics, work, this, that. He like, I love that how we push each other, like push each other to do better. He's doing amazing things with the Wait No More movement. Like the people like transforming their bodies. This man love fitness. Like he love helping people lose weight. Like it's become like a family for him. Like he built a whole Wait No More family. And I just be looking back at that like, wow, like it's so genuine. Like everybody that come there develop this, they go back and forth with him because he push them like to their, highest potential, like to do good, you gonna get in his gym and we gonna work. And they love it. You know what I'm saying? He really stay on them. So I'm loving everything that's going on with the whole Wait No More movement. And I'm excited for what's to come next.
Oh, that's beautiful. Y'all got business, you got the family, you got the kids. What are y'all doing individually for yourself? How are you growing and evolving in that way? Because I think that's important too. Y'all are super busy. You know what I'm saying? You getting money, you got your family, you got all these things going on. So, it's really for both of y'all. But what are y'all doing for yourself?
I feel like taking time for yourself is very important. Like that, whether it's just doing stuff like praying, just taking vacations by yourself. Ray do a lot of stuff like that too by himself.
Go on vacation? By yourself?
He said he about to start taking him like a one day, some crazy stuff he said.
I be want to get away.
Yeah, he
So I drive at night. Like sometimes she be asleep. I just get up and I probably go drive to like I done went and drove to Gatlinburg before.
crazy by himself.
Cause we and I don't tell nobody, you know. And what happened was like 2012 when we was in LA, I started seeing a therapist.
Oh yeah, and that's
So
another thing.
I've been doing that since 2012. I actually have two now.
Consistently, right now, you doing it?
Yeah, I have two. One is official and the other one is unofficial because he's actually a friend of mine. But he's a real, one of the dopest therapists I've ever had. But since he's my friend, he can't officially be my therapist. So, but I talk to two therapists weekly. And I go on long rides by myself, and I asked her, I was like, yo, can I start going on a trip like by myself? I want to like go for a weekend. I want to go to they was telling me about this thing in Costa Rica. Then I want to go to the Dr. Sebi thing. I just want to get away and just go and unwind, like put the phone down, just call in, check on the family, but just put the phone down. And I want to do that.
He said this like a year ago too, that he want to start doing that. But anyway, what I was saying was, I feel like it's for me, like yoga, like anything that relaxes me and get me, to a place where I'm just, calm, chilling. I love to date myself. I will go out sometimes and eat by myself. Like me time is important, whether I'm getting a manicure, pedicure, whatever, like just having time to yourself is very important. So I don't be against him wanting to go take his rides and stuff. I don't know about the taking trips all the way by himself thing, but if that's what he want to do, we'll see about that. But
and then
taking rides thing, he do that.
And then like the homeboys, you know what I'm saying? The homeboys come in town or whatever, and like, yo, we go kick it or whatever. Like, she don't be tripping. So that be times I need because like, right now, it's just always something with the kids. It's always something with work. Like, she done hit me plenty times. Like, yo, we haven't date. We ain't been on a date. You know what I'm saying? So we have to catch up with dating ourselves. I told her I wanted her to, when we started the year, I told her I wanted her to go just, if she go to Buckhead, get a room for one night. I keep the kids. You go get you a room, go get the spa, and you just chill. Order room service, eat whatever you want to eat, and you just chill and just cut your phone off and relax. Because she has so much. This girl be on the phone all day doing this, doing this. Now she got to go get the kids. If she go cook or if she go do this, will we go do this? And she's just constantly having to go. So, like you said, just taking time for ourselves.
Yeah, that's important. Because if we ain't good, how we going to be good for our family? How we going to be good for our business or anything we toe down? So I totally agree with the day away, chilling, relaxing, and just having me time. I'm with that.
And on that note, that's a powerful way to finish this thing. But for me, I love to give flowers. And again, I want to salute y'all both, for being an example as a man, as a woman, as a husband, as a wife, as a father, as a mother. All that you all are doing, I understand that your lives are for everybody to see. But hopefully with this sit down, they're able to really get to know Robert and get to know Toya a little bit better, a little bit more, and really get to know the ins and outs to what y'all do, man. And like I said, from man to man, bro, I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Love you, dog, because I know everything that you've been through, overcame, all of those different things, man. So I salute you and how you stand on business, man, and how you show up for your wife, how you show up for your kids, your community, and everything else, man. So keep doing what you're doing, brother. I'm here to support whatever you need, you know what I mean? But proud of you, man. And thank y'all both.
Thank you.
Same
Thank
here,
y'all for having us.
The book, the podcast, y'all doing great things. Like y'all, this is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Same thing to you, world champ.
My dog.
But hey, man, you're doing your thing, and I'm absolutely proud of you.
Man, appreciate that. Outside of the Falcons being the best thing ever, gotta plug my folks Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Way to
Before we
exit
end
it.
this thing, yeah, we're gonna exit just like that. But relationships matter. We'll see y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Love.
Relationships matter.